What's up, guys? So, today we will do another type of episode that I enjoy a lot, which is to go through things that I wrote in the past. Alright? So, we will go through things that I have tried and didn't work out. Alright? It doesn't mean that they wouldn't work out for you. It just means that they didn't work out for me. So let's go through 10 of them and commenting in between. Alright? So, first thing, let me read it. Um, well, for a long time, I tried to stop thinking in sex because it was, on my view, the main reason why I was fapping. And the reason for this was, well, if I am successful in stop thinking in sex, I will surely stop having urges to fap. And the challenge in here at the time when I wrote this was to actually stop thinking on it. Later in life, I was able to achieve it. I was able to stop thinking in sex and still um, didn't quite work in my favor, but um, this didn't work. Try stop thinking in sex. It helps reducing the number, but didn't lead to an halt of fapping. Try getting used to discomfort and emotional pain. So this was another try where I tried to just absorb the pain and discomfort of life and try to dress while I was lay down the pain and let it flow through my body. It worked for a moment and then stopped working, as most things that I tried. The initial efforts are promising, but then more issues appear, and there is a night where I am more vulnerable, and I ended up failing, and that will be the pattern that we'll find in the list in here. So first, stop thinking on sex, fail, and now I tried to get comfortable with painful emotions and discomfort by letting them flow through my body. I also tried to meditate. Try to meditate with the help of applications like Headspace. My focus increased. My ability to reject NoFap increased, but eventually I didn't practice it for long enough, and in a night of weakness, I have failed as well. So, one comment I can do probably was that I didn't try these strategies for long enough, and I was always rotating the first time a strategy failed, and probably I should have kept with one of them for longer. Next, I try mantras also. Actually, this is not a chronological order. This is just a list I made long time ago, and I'm going through it, right? So I tried mantras as well, and when I say mantras, I'm talking about the repetition of sentences, one after the other, or the same sentence over and over with visualization of the actions and the creation of strong emotions along the the mantra recitation. The goal of this strategy was to alter my subconscious by repeating a number of beliefs and creating power visualizations. Once again, it was fantastic. I was able to discover a lot about me. I was able to discover how to manipulate the subconscious, but still, I don't think I have practiced it longer enough to achieve a higher mental state that would allow me to just um, um, overcome this issue. So I believe that many of these things helps. This one of trying mantras might be a definitive one, but I might didn't try it for long enough, and well, I ended up failing as well in a moment of weakness. I tried talking with somebody about my problem. I also talk about this. This was when I created or searched for a buddy and a buddy system, and it worked in the beginning, and then stopped working because the person either wasn't available or I just stopped telling the person and calling the person, and that ultimately led to the failure. I never failed in the face of this person, so in this case, I would say that the success rate of this strategy is of 100%. But what isn't 100% is the availability of the person and my courage to tell him 100% of the times that I am about to fail. If I did that 100% and if the person was available 100%, it would take longer to fail, or perhaps I would cure myself. But the issue was that once again I was trying to resist, and that's not a good strategy. I have talked about that already, and you should just make it obvious to your brain that fapping doesn't benefit you and is a trap. That's what you should put on your brain. So this one was crazy. I bet money. Also with the buddy, and if I lose, I would lose money. If I fap, I lose money. I tried this one. I lost about $200. It was very bad. I didn't want it to pay, and because it was not a life-changing amount, I ended up failing. But again, we are talking about resisting, and it's just a bad strategy. You will lose your money, and you will not fix your issue. Even if you don't lose your money, you will be resisting, and you will be trying hard to avoid it, and you eventually will break the promise, and it can go very bad for you. I don't recommend you bet money, also because it created issues with my buddy, because he was kind of angry person, and he actually threatened me to beat me. So you shouldn't do it. Find another way. Work on your mind, and that will actually be better than that will be better than betting money. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go to the 7th. I tried journaling and taking notes on why I failed and act on that. Journaling is very good. It allows you to have a notion of when you fail, what you feel, how many times you fail, what is your average, how much time you spend. All that is a fabulous way of having control over that. However, it will not make you stop. It might just give you all this consciousness, but by itself, it does nothing for you. You have to find a way to teach your brain how to stop and how to find fapping garbage. That's the only way. At least as far as I'm concerned, that's the only way that will work for me. And this also doesn't work, although it sounds great on paper. I also try to improve my focus, and by improving my focus, my goal would be that I would be able to quickly get rid of bad thoughts. All right, so I tried on improving my focus, and again, this involved a number of things, like doing things that I don't enjoy that much, and focus on that. And doing a lot of small tasks. I tried a number of exercises to increase focus, and once again, it worked for a short period of time. But then consistency kicks in on the negative, and I stop doing these exercises, and my focus goes back to normal. And in a moment of vulnerability, I fail once again. Next, I tried studying about the brain to circumvent bias and traps. So I preach here a lot in this channel that you should know your brain, and I did that in the beginning a lot, and try to understand how the brain thinks, but just understanding wasn't enough. I understood it, but I still fall into the traps, and it's not enough. Solely understand what is going on is really important to practice, and and go through it. You have to practice the knowledge that you gain. It's not enough just to know. Last but not least for today, I try to improve my ability to say no to my subconscious. So this was like I did multiple experiences, and there were stages, right? There were stages where I tried less smart things like betting money, journaling, and stuff. And there were times where I was really into the brain and trying to hack my brain and trying to go inside the nitty gritty stuff like subconscious and stuff, so I could win my mind over and operate on an optimized state. I'm still working on this, not exactly as I say here, because try to improve my ability of saying no to my subconscious. This is what I have written here. This is a conflictuous state, and if you look like what I've been saying, you shouldn't fight against your subconscious. You should be on the same side of your subconscious, and at this stage I didn't knew that, so I try to arm wrestle the subconscious, my subconscious, and I lost every single time. So this is my first 10 NoFap strategies that have failed, and hopefully in the next episode we can go with another 10. If any of these strategies that I talked about worked for you, let me know. They didn't work for me at the time, and that's it for today.